Well,
Meet Dave of Delusions of Grandeur, actor, producer, and director of films like Tales of the Forgotten. He has come to assemble a team of freaks, geeks, and even worse, film nerds, to discuss films ranging from mainstream to downright crazy. There is Tammy car enthusiast and Dave's fiance, Dustin reptile expert and overall horror collector, Jake environmentalist and fine art film critic, and finally Brandon, a therapist with a love of film that can only be seen as insanity. Together under Dave's leadership, they are inside movies galore. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
to heal.
Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting film journey here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts, but today we are coming back to our good friend Boris's choices. So, well, why don't you tell us a little bit how cruel you were today, and tell us exactly what movie you subjected us to.
Nice one. So the movie I chose this time is Cruel Peter from 2019.
Already 6 years ago.
Oh yes, yes. So it's a gothic horror movie. I discovered it not too long ago at a friend's place. She has some app on her smart TV, kind of similar to Netflix or HBO, but something else. I forgot what it's called. But it has movies you can choose from. And when I looked up the horror category, I found this movie and I got curious about it. So that's why I chose it. It's apparently an Italian horror movie, but shot in English, directed by Christian Bisceglia. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Ascanio Malgarini, written by Christian Bisceglia, starring Angelica Aleruzzo, Antonio Alveario, and Aran Bevan. I hope I pronounced those names correctly.
Or
And
else cruel Peter be damned.
Yeah. It says Peter has been cruel to children, animals, and servants for a long time. One night he is ambushed and wakes up in a coffin, trapped after an earthquake in the city's Gothic cemetery. So, is this the first time you two watched this movie, and what were your first impressions?
I guess I'll go first. Yes, this is the first time that I've watched it. Not the first time I've seen the title about. I believe I actually saw the title at Walmart. I just didn't end up picking it up. I've been so behind on actually buying movies. It's pathetic. But this movie just so happened to be on Tubi for free, and yeah, I had to end up watching some ads in order to see it. But we at least saw it. We saw some of it last night and finished it up today. So, um, uh, if this is an old wives' tale, it's not too bad. It kind of, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like something similar to like movies like Mama, where you've got like
Oh,
like a feral child ish, but it's it's a possession type movie. So and oh no, it was okay. I mean, there were parts of it that got me confused a bit because it was filmed in some darkness of some sort.
yes, unfortunately, yeah.
So I feel like this had the same problem that Ang Lee's Hulk did, where uh to me, the parts of it in the dark were so confusing. It was hard to figure out what was going on. But at the
Yes.
end of the day, I guess you kind of figure out what's happening, and um, ultimately, it's like a circle jerk of life at the end. Yeah. um, it was entertaining, but I was somewhat expecting better.
Mm, I can kind of agree.
But Tammy, was this a first time watch for you?
Yes, it was. I have to agree with David about some of the parts because when it was they were so dark, it was hard to figure out exactly what was going on. But it was, I liked. I think like the scenery, some of the scenery and stuff was really cool and stuff. The old graveyards and stuff was neat. A neat aspect to it. Um, but and it was kind of unique how I guess she got possessed in a way. I mean, it seemed like this ball thing was um, a different type of a Ouija board, possibly.
Yeah, with like
uh,
different symbols or whatnot, instead of being like your regular crystal ball, it's like it was a homemade new age crystal that she just spun like a top.
Well, it had a name for it, and and everything.
I think
So
they called it a bishop sphere or something like that.
yeah, so but yeah, it was entertaining for the most part, though.
Mm,
Okay.
yes.
And what about you, Boris?
Uh, actually, yeah, it was and wasn't my first time watching it. So, not too long ago, I tried to watch it with that friend of mine, but we just ended up talking a lot during the movie so much that we barely followed up on anything that was happening in the movie. But today I actually watched it properly from the beginning to the end. Uh, and I also found it pretty interesting. Yeah, I also had a major issue with some scenes being too dark and it being too difficult to distinguish what was happening. Uh, I do like all the gothic imagery, gothic aesthetics throughout the movie. And of course, the woman in the black veil, of course, I liked that.
Ah,
uh,
that would be Dearest that would be wandering the cemetery, supposedly continually and forever looking for her son.
yes, yes. And actually, I found her quite interesting character. Interestingly enough, I kind of hated Peter, but I liked his mother. And no, not only because of the whale. I liked her as a character as a whole, but I will get into that later.
Oh, the fact that she was kind of a witch and she ended up bewitching her servant, and somehow apparently the servant became a vessel for Peter.
Uh, Actually, what I like about her, even though it's a very morally questionable thing and maybe not something I should like about her, but I do, is that she loved her son so unconditionally that she kept protecting him even when he did by far the worst imaginable thing, when he killed his own father, her husband. For some reason, she was still protecting him, and I wish we got some more backstory there. Uh, one major issue I have with the movie is that we never found out why Peter was the way he was, why he killed his father, why why the mother did nothing about that even when he killed her husband. Uh, those are some things I wish we got
The,
to know more about.
the thing you keep forgetting is that some people are just born evil, and there's
May,
no reasoning behind it or anything. They're just evil.
maybe, but in that case, how come the mother was okay? I can see why she would protect him when he hurt other people in the neighborhood or animals. Okay, don't get me wrong. I really hated him for hurting animals, and I think he got what he deserved. But I wonder when he killed his own father that the mother just covered it up and made it look like her husband committed suicide. Like uh, somehow it was like she wasn't even upset about the loss of her husband and
It
about
doesn't seem like she was she? So I don't think there was any love lost there.
yeah, which in turn makes me wonder what was happening there. Like, uh, I wish we got to know more about what was happening in that family. Uh, uh, not okay. I somewhat assume that the father did something to Peter. Which okay, you say some people are just born evil, but the wife Peter's mother seemed to cover it up way too easily without being too upset about the loss of her husband, which makes me think that maybe the husband wasn't so innocent.
It was
So
my
I
assumption that Peter was so cruel that the mother might have actually been afraid of him to not protect him in any shape or form. So when he killed the husband, obvious to me, it's not about the mother or the father's story. This is cruel Peter's story. So it wasn't something that was going to help the story at all if we knew any of the behind the scenes on that. I think we're supposed to assume that the mother was just that protective, and if the boy was that cruel, don't you think that he would have his mother so cowed that she would just obsessively protect him? Like when that girl was hurt by him in the very beginning, and he told her, she asked him point blank, did he hurt her? And he told her she lied, and she told them, get her out of there. She's a liar.
Yeah, but you implied that the mother was protecting him because she was afraid of him. But then, if that was the case, when he went missing, why? If she was afraid of him, why would she be so desperate to get in contact with his soul? And even after her,
According to the story, she was a witch. So, um, I'm just assuming, and don't get me wrong, but some people are born without empathy at all, and since there seems to be something wrong with Cruel Peter in the way that he uh, treats people and animals and all that jazz. I'm assuming that he's not falling falling not that far from the tree, which it means there's something wrong with the mother too. Um, and no, it wasn't exactly explained, but it doesn't need to be explained. So, but I understand why you would want to know because you think that there is a reason for everything.
well, yeah, I
I
kind
do
of
not.
like when there is.
I do not think that there is a reason for everything. So that is why I think it's okay that we don't hear the background of them. But it would have been nice, maybe, to hear kind of like a backstory. Who knows? This director may actually do a prelude to this story eventually. We don't know, but
Well, I guess I was a little curious about what happened to the mom. You know.
Didn't she die in the earthquake, which
um,
happened three?
that was I think that was a story, but I also thought that I heard that she had killed herself.
Oh, really? I I
I don't.
forgot.
I don't seem to get what
She
happened to the mom.
supposedly slit her throat.
Really?
Yeah,
I
that was her who had slit her, or at least I thought that's what had happened, or maybe that was just the servant that had slit their throat.
Oh, yeah, I do think the mother slit the servant's throat, but I don't remember her doing the same to herself.
I thought that she had slit her throat because she couldn't find her beater.
No,
Huh.
no, I'm talking about um
Oh, you're talking about the girl's mother.
yes.
Ah, that was explained when Norman was talking to, was it this woman, Bianca, I think? He said he and his wife were doing some archaeological
Archaeological
work.
dig.
Yeah,
Weren't they
and
doing it in Rome?
I think so. And so he stayed behind to, I don't know, do something with a sarcophagus they found. And the wife was driving home with the girl, and their car got hit by a truck or something like that. And the mother died, and that was also when the girl lost the hearing.
Oh, okay. I somehow didn't catch that part. I was just
Yeah,
vague.
he was explaining it to that young woman that he was getting close to.
Oh, okay. I just knew that he went. I knew he went to this particular job because his boss said he needed to, do something. That ever since his wife's death, he had just basically done nothing. So he was trying to get him to go do something. That's why
Yeah,
he sent him on this. You know.
yes.
Yep. But now that we've gone through our first impressions, why don't you bring us into the story, as it were?
Yeah. So uh, the movie actually begins in 1908 when shortly before Peter's death. Uh, yeah, we see this girl, and I think did she come with her father to Peter's mother's house?
Yeah, I believe she did. But
Ye-
she was totally fascinated with this spirit book that he had uncovered.
no, I'm talking about the girl at the very beginning
Oh,
whose cheek got cut by Peter.
yes.
Uh, yeah, uh, so apparently Peter did that to her, as far as we know. But yeah, Peter denies it, and the mother says the girl is lying and demands for her to be taken away. We also see the mother wearing a mourning veil, which means she recently lost her husband. Uh, so yeah, after the girl is taken away, the mother asks Peter if he did that to her. He denies. She asks him to give her the blade that he got from his father, but he refuses to give it, and apparently she doesn't insist. So, huh, maybe, maybe to some extent she really was afraid of him, as you said. Uh, but yeah, then we also find out that Peter hurts animals in the neighborhood. Also wild animals, like we see a dead bird hanging, and he does something to rats, if I remember correctly, and he was killing other children's dogs. Uh, and yeah, one of the kids eventually had enough of it, and they he made a grave for Peter before killing him. So when Peter came to that place, the kid, I think Alfredo was his name, uh, he smacked him on the head, and when Peter woke up, he was trapped somewhere. We don't immediately find out where, and we don't find out exactly what happened to him at that point, but very soon we find out that he died shortly afterwards. But yeah, then we go to the present time and get to know the actual main characters of the movie. But for now, what do you think of this beginning scene?
Peter's a oh, he is nasty. He in the beginning, was the servant said that Peter cut her, and he told his mom that no, the servant was lying, and his mom believes him. You know, and then after they dismiss the servant, she asks for the razor, and he tells his mom straight out, "No, you can't have it. My dad gave it to me," and walks away. It's just like, really, she knows that he did it. But
uh, yes, definitely.
and then you see him, yeah, set that poor little rat on fire.
Yeah.
We don't see what he did to all kinds of animals. We just get the idea, from things. But yeah, he seems like he is just that he enjoys hurting people, hurting anything that's living, basically.
He also, well, we didn't see it on screen, but he buried someone, I think Alfredo's dog, alive and left it there to suffocate to death.
Well, yeah, it seems like, somebody has said that he enjoys anything that's living, he enjoys to hurt. He enjoys hurting anything that's living, you know. So somebody says
Yes.
that. So
Which is why, like I said, I didn't feel sorry for Peter at all. I do wish we got to know more of his backstory, but still, animal cruelty is something I really hate, so fuck him, basically.
Well, I know that I know I didn't like Peter at all. He was just nasty to everyone, and he killed that dog of that town boy. What was his name? Alfredo's.
I think so, yeah.
And it turns out it's Alfredo that kind of died around the same time later on with him during that earthquake or whatnot, which a lot of people and a lot died during that earthquake supposedly.
Yes, which kind of makes me wonder now if that earthquake was real. Who?
I mean, I almost thought it was like the plague type thing, um, or something similar to that instead of an earthquake. But
no, the earthquake was real because, and lots of people died in it, and the whole like village was destroyed in this earthquake. And the reason that Alfredo and Peter ended up dying is because so many people were buried underneath the rubble and everything that they couldn't just zero in on the two kids. They were trying to
Oh yeah, the
they were trying to save everybody.
oh
So
yeah, the earthquake was real. I've just found out on Wikipedia. In 1908, there was an earthquake that destroyed the city of Messina entirely. So, fun fact: the earthquake mentioned in the movie was real.
um,
Uh,
yeah. So I guess there was an earthquake. But yeah, they definitely made Peter out to be cruel, um, per se. And when he started to haunt Liz, that's when things started to become a little creepy.
oh yes.
But um, it's the father who ends up starting all this by what he found. He basically unearthed the illegitimate grave site of Peter. And when he disturbed the stuff, it kind of brought Peter to light, right?
Who I think something like that actually. I was a little confused at first because he found that box with stuff. I don't know, was that left by Alfredo and the other guy who buried Peter alive. There was that wooden kind of tombstone, but Peter's body wasn't there, so I found that a little confusing. Uh, but yeah, at which point Peter got in contact with Liz and started to possess her. Let's see.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the body was there like when they uncovered the stuff. It's just I do think that his body moved, and because he was starting to haunt Liz, is why his grave was empty and devoid of a body.
But the body was eventually found elsewhere. Why was that?
If you disturb a grave of something that died long ago, and suddenly you uncovered the body, wouldn't you, as a haunted soul, move your bones elsewhere?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I've actually never heard of that happening even in movies.
I know it happens in Supernatural.
Uh, Wait, I actually watched the first 9 seasons of Supernatural, but I don't remember. I don't remember anything like a dead body being magically teleported from one location to another.
Oh, I'm not saying magically teleport. A ghost, if they're aware of things, can in fact, according to some of I mean, yes. One of the things that Sam and Dean would always do is they would go and burn the bones of the ghost if they could. But
Yes.
oftentimes it was with a natural occurrence that an item would often be possessed,
Yes. Yes.
and
So,
I believe that there was a bit of both in here, because that knife of his, I believe that
huh.
in the very beginning he was very adamant that his mother not take his knife from him.
Yes. Yes. That's
Well,
true.
the archaeologist father, he took that knife back to his place with him.
Huh. Yes. Yes, that's right. And later, uh, yeah, that lieutenant said that he was the one who brought his daughter in contact with Peter by doing what he was doing there.
Yep, but T- Tammy, do you do you believe that that cruel Peter could have moved his body from that place?
Possibly. Once he was awakened, or once his spirit was awakened, he could have.
Huh.
And she awakened his spirit by using that thing. He trying to contact her mother.
Yep. And it did say mum at one point in time in the crystal, but which made her think that she was contacting her mother, and she went and tried to tell her father that she had contacted her mother. And what will it take to convince him that she had spoken to her mother? And he totally didn't believe her, and he doesn't believe in that kind of shit. You know, that you can speak to the other side.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he blatantly told her there is no it's impossible that you could have,
Right. Yeah. He doesn't believe that she contacted anybody.
At
which
least.
she really didn't contact her mother, at least.
Yeah, I think it was Peter's mother.
the ever-wandering spirit of Cruel Peter's mother, who was looking to connect with him. And I guess during this whole movie, what they ended up doing at the end was connecting the two together. And the lieutenant warned them, "That's all you did," at the end of everything. But there was a whole thing where Cruel Peter was attempting to try to enter the daughter. But as with everything, you've got to want to be you've got to want to be so desperate to invite a spirit in. And I think the kid was so desperate to speak with her mother that she thought the entity of Peter was ultimately her mother. I think throughout the whole thing, and so Peter the spirit of Peter possessed her, and I believe the spirit of the mother of Peter realized this and called her to the woods.
Yes.
But this is not before that young woman that the father was getting to know that her aunt actually tried to help get the spirit of Peter out of her body, and I think there was quite a struggle there, wasn't there?
Oh, yes. Yes, apparently at some point also those scars appeared on Lizzie's back, which, if I remember correctly, we didn't find out exactly how and when that happened.
Nope. But I'm assuming that happened when she was possessed by Peter.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
those look like the same symbols that were on the bishop's crystal.
Oh, good noticing. I didn't notice that, but you are probably right.
Yeah, I noticed that those similar symbols were similar to that which she drew on that bishop's thing. So
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
but apparently she became the vessel for Peter, and that was kind of weird that she was hiding in that crawl space above above them for a moment, and then she just kind of like you saw the feet come down. As that was kind of wicked.
Oh, indeed.
And then
Uh,
she had to have had quite some strength to be able to have a stranglehold on the daughter of the aunt or the niece.
uh, Indeed, but that often happens in cases of demonic possession, right? The
I
impossible strength.
I also thought it was kind of cool that the aunt was kind of playing possum.
Uh, I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Um, when someone plays possum, it means that they're playing dead.
Ah,
The animal, the possum, will often play like they are dead, so that their enemies the the predators that are after them will think that they are in fact dead, when in fact they are very much alive.
uh, uh, I actually didn't realize she was playing. I thought she was unconscious.
Nope. I think she was very much playing possum.
Interesting.
Because all of a sudden she just stood up and stabbed her with like some kind of a hex bag or something like that, and it made Liz convulse. She was acting like she was having a seizure and shit.
Ah, yes.
Well, I think whatever she stabbed her with was a magical hex thing that was supposed to oust the spirit from within.
Who?
And she was speaking like an incantation of some sort, like a spell to um, oust the spirit from her. And I think it seemed like something did happen. Like suddenly she was not didn't have the spirit of Peter in her, but then in the next instant, that was when the archaeologist father Norman,
Norman, yeah.
he was speaking with a professor dude, and suddenly Liz screamed, and then that's when she uh, told her father, "I'm not Liz, I'm Peter," and then
Uh,
tumbled out the window.
I did.
And that's when father chased, and he saw the entity that supposedly was Peter's mother, kind of uh, take his Lizzie into her fold, and that's where it gets kind of confusing to me from there.
Who? Because of all the dark scenes.
Yeah,
Who?
but
Let's see.
it appears that okay, there is something that goes on with the auntie. She apparently tries to tell them to and go after Liz, and I don't know what happens entirely from there. What do you think that happens, Tammy?
I think they're trying to uh, get Peter out of her. Is what I think.
Well, yeah, but somehow the mother of Peter somehow gets a hold of the aunt and beheads her.
Well,
Uh,
legend says that the mother went looking for Peter and disappeared.
oh yeah, and there
So,
was something.
so
There was
maybe
some.
in awakening Peter's spirit, her spirit got awakened, and she's protecting him.
There was also something about that blonde woman, Harriet, who became friends with Liz. Uh, Apparently, this old woman said that she was the witch, like Peter's mother was somehow in her, but at the same time she was wandering around as a ghost. I found that kind of confusing, but yeah, it was said that Harriet was the witch.
That
Well, I
might
know
be the
that.
mother. Maybe Peter's mother possessed her because she's a witch. So she was trying to protect Peter, which was inside of Liz. You know,
Well, and Liz, when she first met her, she said that she was as beautiful as her mother was. Don't you see?
Ah, true.
And also, uh, Norman was watching a video of him and his wife and his daughter, probably before the accident, and she was chasing her around and having fun with her, like this Harriet was doing with her when he came upon her.
true.
Huh. Huh.
So I imagine that this woman actually appears to act like Liz's mother, but in reality, it could be the human form of the entity of Peter's mother.
Huh.
So no matter what it appears that Liz uh, was somehow going to be the vessel for this mother's resurrection of her cruel Peter, her son. And I think that's what was supposedly going to happen. That the possession was going to be permanent, but whatever magic that the aunt knew, she passed down, I think, to her daughter or her niece, and her niece was actually uh, in in there spouting those words of the Lord in that place in the woods that the mother had taken Liz to, and I think there were some there was some place that she was had taken them to, and um, I guess with all those words that were being spoken, and the holy water and whatever that they were throwing on them bones, it makes you think that something happened where they got Liz back for a moment, and then 2 months later, we find out differently.
Oh, yes.
Because
Uh,
what exactly happened? That lieutenant came back and said something to the effect that why didn't you just leave?
uh, yes. Then we also realize that the lieutenant is actually a ghost residing in one of those statues at the cemetery.
Well, that was the name of the lieutenant that was on the statue. So um, I do think that he was the harbinger of doom character in this story, where he basically was trying to tell him all the way through when he appeared to leave, to but as we know, he couldn't leave because there was something wrong with his daughter, you know, and he had to figure it out. And the woman that he was attracted to and was trying to convince him to go see the aunt before he left, and he was planning on leaving, you know, but it didn't happen. Uh, what did you think about the ending, Tammy?
Oh well, yeah. we find out that things didn't exactly go as planned. It seems like she's gonna get possessed again.
Yeah, which in turn kind of left me wondering why. Like, if Peter's mother was reunited with her son, then why did she still not find peace, and why did they still have to continue haunting Liz?
Yeah, it left me with a little bit of confusion of what was going on. I understood by the lieutenant that apparently whatever they did in the forest, it just allowed the two spirits to connect with each other, which was supposedly never supposed to happen because one was a witch, anyways. Which means the two together, now that they've connected, they are more powerful beings than ever as ghosts. Which means that they could entirely possess anyone they wanted at any given point in time.
Huh.
And well, as we know, Liz is a very weak receptacle. Uh, she's she's been possessed before, so she's obviously the easiest victim to repossess.
Who?
So, at the end of everything, is there anything that we have not covered from this film as of yet? Was there anything that I did not say anything about?
Who? I don't know. Nothing is coming to my mind. What about you, Tammy?
I think we got it all.
Okay. So at the end of everything, what did we think about production? Uh,
I thought the production was pretty good, except for those dark areas. I mean, the um the scenery was awesome. I mean, because I like looking at the old cemeteries and the old ruins and all that stuff. So I think that part was really good in the filming.
okay.
Not sure exactly what I think about the bishop's spear or whatever.
Yeah.
It just seemed a little odd. I mean, I to me it seemed like another version of like
A Ouija board.
Ouija.
a Ouija board. You know,
So why
Yeah.
didn't they just go with a Ouija board, you know?
Right. Although it did look kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, it was
I think the
interesting.
reason it went with that was for some reason because she couldn't talk. It seemed like she could communicate with that. Where on a Ouija board you have to ask it.
Well, in this case, she was writing her questions down
Right.
on a
That's
piece
why I'm
of
saying
paper.
maybe she
So,
could not communicate with a Ouija board because you have to ask a Ouija board.
Yeah,
Maybe she could only communicate with this because she could write what she wanted.
yeah,
well, theoretically, why couldn't she also write if she was using a Ouija board?
Because you have to ask a Ouija board.
yeah. You have to speak to a Ouija board, no matter what.
Ah,
You have to speak to a witch board too. So,
Yeah.
which is supposedly a stronger version of a Ouija board.
interesting. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, there are 3 movies out there called Witchboard. So,
I didn't know there's a difference. I
yeah.
thought Witchboard was a different name for a Ouija board.
No. Well, it can be, but um, because of the horror movie from the '80s, Witchboard, a witchboard was made up of stronger shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
think it
know
was
that.
made. I think it was supposedly made from the bones of a witch, which is what it was.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so it was more of an ivory board with the Ouija board shit on it or whatnot. More of a cursed board.
Okay.
So, but it's been a while since I've seen the original witch board. So,
Yeah.
but in any case, I thought that I think very similar to you, Tammy, when it comes to the um,
Production.
production, because where it was dark, and it was very confusing at the dark moments. But I do think that the locations were cool. The cemeteries look wicked. Um, when they showed the dead bodies from the earthquake, that looked real.
Oh yeah.
Um, so when it came to stuff that had to do with practical effects, like the way that the entity that was the mother, that was more like a treant from like Lord of the Rings. uh, that was a little bit cool. Um, there were moments where the entity of Peter would show up, and which were kind of interesting. Like that moment in the bathroom room where she didn't realize he was trying to reach out towards her.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I feel like this had the same problems, like I said, of Ang Lee's Hulk. I mean, there are other movies that where they've just been way too dark for me to get into the films. Whenever they do films of movies where it's dark, oftentimes, sometimes that turns me off from a movie. I don't know whether it turns you off from it too, but if they don't do it well, where you can't see them in the night, in the dark, and can't see what's going on, and I think the movie was trying to be artistic in the dark, and it's hard to do that when you can't see what's going on screen. You
Yes.
know, and that's what I'm talking about. I can understand being artistic, but you have to be able to show what's going on, and I don't think the directors were able to. So, at least enough for some of us to follow. But in any case,
uh, yeah, those dark moments are also my one issue with the production. Otherwise, well, you have pretty much covered it. I also really like the scenery, all the gothic imagery, the cemetery, the all the witchy stuff in the flashback scenes. And yeah, the dead bodies also looked quite realistic, like you said. And the scenes with Liz being possessed were pretty badass.
yep,
And and all the scenes of the ghosts haunting her were also pretty well done. But yeah, the dark stuff was really a problem.
yep. So now we will look at the music. Uh,
It, it sounded kind of familiar from somewhere, didn't it?
a little bit, but you never know with these Italian features.
Uh,
Let's see. Looking for
uh,
okay. The composer was Luca Balboni. Well, I
well,
might know some of the music. I guess he was the composer for a video game that I played called Remothered Tormented Fathers.
well, I'm gonna say, while Cruel Jaws maybe stole music from Star Wars, okay, not maybe, it did. Cruel Peter stole music from The Ring. It's
Ah,
okay, it's not entirely identical, but very, very similar. If you listen to the soundtrack of The Ring, you would realize what I'm talking about.
unsure, but I do know. I guess he's been a composer for a couple of other movies. Ones I don't know, but um, for being the composer behind the two games that I have called Remothered, which are very weird games to begin with. Uh, I guess that's kind of a cool connection to being the composer behind those two games. Uh, uh, Remothered Broken Porcelain is the second game, and they kind of both kind of go together. So, um, so I think that's a little bit cool. But if there was a movie that I would probably want to watch that it looks like I would probably watch it. It would probably be The Cabin of Evil, which I'm not sure whether that actually is out there to watch or anything, but I would probably watch that if I got a chance. But in any case, let's move on to favorite scenes and our favorite characters. I'm guessing, Boris, that Cruel Peter is one of your favorite characters.
Actually, no. I like I said at the beginning, I hated Peter, but I really liked his mother.
Okay. So
Uh,
you have a thing for mothers.
not all mothers, but some of them maybe.
Uh, okay. And since you told us your favorite character, Ish, um, what about a favorite scene or something like that?
My favorite scene, who? Well, it would probably be. Uh, it would probably be when they were chasing Lizzie and when Liz, and when there was that moment when the spirit of Peter's mother was hugging her in the woods. That kind of looked like a reunion between her and Peter. To me, that was a really powerful and cool moment. And generally, I liked all the moments where she appeared because, as you know, I happen to like costumes like what she was wearing.
Okay.
Oh, and I do have to mention that great spoon down scene when Liz threw down that meal she had prepared for her father.
Ah, I was looking at that like, oh gosh, she threw away a very good plate of scrambled eggs and bacon.
Yeah. So what a waste, but also what a spoodow.
Although I noticed she didn't put cheese inside those scrambled eggs, so I.
Oh, you would like it with cheese, huh?
Heck yeah.
Me too.
Sounds nice.
So, in any case, what about you, Tammy? Favorite scene or scenes and our favorite character?
Uh,
You
I
liked
guess
you liked Cruel Peter, didn't you?
no.
If someone actually liked him, I would question them a lot.
I guess I like Norman because he's trying so hard to do everything just right. He's trying to take care of his daughter. He's trying to, you know, um, do the work that his boss asked him to do and get back into things, and everything. And it's just every time he turns around, something else is like going on, and it just seems like he can't win no matter how hard he tries to do everything right.
Yeah. Okay, and favorite scene or
Well,
scenes?
When they capture Cruel Peter and put him in the coffin.
ah, actually, how did I forget that? That actually was a great scene. He really fucking got what he deserved.
Yep.
I do agree with that. That was a good one, but I think another good one is when Liz hid in that cubbyhole and dropped down. That to me was an interesting thing. Um, I can't really think of any others because a lot of the areas that supposedly were supposed to matter were dark.
Right.
So to me, it's like you've got a quarter percent of backstory, and the rest of it was darkness. So to me, I think this movie could have been reshot.
or at least, edited better.
Well, whoever was doing cinematography should have thought of more light at
Oh yes.
at moments so that we can see what's going on. You can still understand when something is night when you've got light on the subject.
Yeah. You don't. I mean, if you look at like the black and white movies, you didn't need a whole lot of light to get your, you know, thought across. I mean, in a way, this might have been better off being a black and white movie
Yeah,
to get
I could.
to get the point across and to get the proper lighting and everything. It might have been better off.
Yeah, it might have been. I wonder what it
Okay,
would have
maybe.
been. I wonder if it would have been a different movie if it would have been black and white.
Well, you can always try to edit it into black and white.
True, but then where's the fun in that?
Sorry, what did you say? Where is?
Where's the fun in that?
Ah,
Why? It's it's the principle that counts to me. It should already be black and white. But in any
right.
case, as far as I have to agree with you, Norman is my favorite character. Um, I didn't really focus on the mother too much because they, although I did notice that she was wearing a black veil, so I understand why you chose this movie because you've
Well,
been totally
actually,
obsessed with the lady in black and shit.
well, uh, when I initially got interested in this movie at my friend's place, I didn't know there would be a woman with a black veil in it. But when I saw there was one, I actually found it quite interesting. And yes, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to watch the movie once more. Because, like I said, when I was watching it with my friend, we were just talking too much during the movie and didn't follow up much on what was happening.
I believe
So
there
yeah,
is either a French movie or a Italian movie that just a suggestion going forward. But I believe there's one called Portrait of a Lady in Black.
how did you say porch double?
Portrait of a Lady in
Uh,
Black.
portrait. Oh, I'm sorry, I misheard. Okay, I will Google it. Portrait of a lady in black.
Correct.
Uh, IMDb. Oh, port. uh, Oh, there is one called The Perfume of the Lady in Black, if maybe that's what you mean.
That might be one.
From 1974.
That
It
might
is
be
Italian.
that might be the one.
Directed by Francesco Barilli.
That sounds like it.
Oh, yeah, that could be interesting.
And of course, we
Although,
also have we covered the Woman in Black 1 and 2.
no, I don't think we have. I watched the first Lady in Black a while ago, the Woman in Black a while ago with my friend, but we didn't cover it here. But if any of you want to do that one, I'm in for it, of course.
Oh, of course. There's also one that came out around the same time that I think is a little bit more independent called The Lady in Black as well. So
Ooh, I'm curious.
since
Uh,
you're on the whatever, you know,
since I'm on what?
since you're on the trail of finding films that have to do with ladies in black.
Interesting how you noticed that.
Well, I just figured I'd give you a few more for your list, but I think I pretty much covered my favorites scenes for the most part. It was hard to choose a few because of how dark the film was, and I'm not saying that it was a dark film. It was just too hard to see some of the action that was going on.
Yeah,
Which I'm sorry to say, it seemed like it was a cool concept, but you got to be able to show what you're trying to portray, and I don't think he covered it, or they covered it. So,
yeah.
but
Speaking. Oh,
interesting concept though. Other than that, did anyone else have anything else to add?
No.
uh, I was just going to add, since you both said Norman is your favorite character, I would probably also agree if I didn't happen to like the character of Peter's mother for multiple reasons.
Well, I cannot get behind a woman who would protect a child of that nature.
Well, the child definitely was horrible, but yeah, I okay. Maybe I am kind of biased because I generally happen to have a thing for female characters who would go to unimaginable extents for someone they care about. So even
And
though
yet it was someone who should not have been cared about.
yes, yes, of course. Don't get me wrong. This Peter kid did not deserve a mother like her. Uh,
Well, he's someone who was protecting him as much as she was.
yeah, but yeah, that's actually one major thing I like about her. That even though she knew how horrible her son was, she was still protecting him unconditionally and. Apparently, she loved him so much that even after she died, her ghost continued to roam around looking for him.
Yep. So, hopefully, you, ladies and gentlemen, have enjoyed our discussion on this film. If you have not seen the film, I believe as of right now, it's still on Tubi, so that you can see it. May not be there for long. I don't know. All I know is that it's there for free for the time being. And I do believe that it does have a DVD uh, out there. So, like, share, and subscribe. And let us know down in the comments what you thought of the movie, what you thought of our discussion. And I believe Tammy has chosen her choice for next week.
The original The Blob.
The Blob.
Yep.
The original one.
From The Blob. 1958.
Yep. With Steve McQueen.
Huh. Huh. Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
And I'm not
It's
talking about.
it's October. I wanted to, you know,
Oh, nice.
pick something. I wanted to pick something a little freaky, you know.
Oh, I like that.
And I always pick my vampire movies and things like that, so I wanted something different. So,
Ooh.
and I'm already doing something different tomorrow because we're doing In the Shape of Water tomorrow.
The Shape of Water.
Yeah, we're doing. I picked that one for tomorrow.
Oh, nice. I actually watched that one a while ago.
That's the only movie I think I've ever bought that I didn't see the movie first.
I'm sorry, it's the first movie that you watched I didn't understand.
The first movie that she's ever chosen to buy, and she didn't watch it first.
Ah. Oh, interesting.
Mainly because I've got this really thing. I really like The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I really like that movie and everything. And when this came out, a lot of people were saying it was similar and everything. And since I was so much into The Creature from the Black Lagoon, I just went out and bought it when it came out.
And you'd seen at least the trailers of the movie.
Yeah, I had
and
seen
you also know the director behind it too.
Right. But it had part of the reason though was because of my Creature from the Black Lagoon thing, you know, that I like. Yeah, I like that, you know.
Yeah.
That was a little bit behind it. So, yep, tomorrow I'll be doing that one.
Yep. So hopefully you you who follow us on Inside Movies Galore will come along and join us in listening to our discussion of it tomorrow, because we have done it on that channel before, but not when I think not when you've been involved, Tammy. So that's why we were kind of redoing it. So
Yeah, Brandon and you both said it was fine, so.
yep. So alrighty. So
I think I
those
did it
of
on this channel, though, already.
did you?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I
Well,
did it way back, because Ron was still with us, too, when I think I did it.
okay. I'll have to look backwards just to see, but I'm pretty sure we did too. But in any case, those of you who want to follow along with us, come and join us on the other channel, and you can have a nice discussion on The Shape of Water. And next week, The Blob, and so on and so forth. So everyone say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Inside Movies Galore, trust makes you just want more. We've had all in the world of media to explore. Horror, anime, or Curious George. Our love of new things was our reward. It is the best night of our week.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.